Hello everyone, today I'll record myself playing a couple of training games, so let's get right into it. It's 3-0 Casual Blitz on Lichess. Playing knight c6 a lot lately, so yeah, I'm just playing in this game as well. Used to play g6 a lot, but yeah, now kind of going for the e6 approach, just for a little bit of variety, something that Carlson also likes to do sometimes. c3, yeah, a6 is standard. Bishop a4, b5, bishop b7, all pretty normal kind of stuff. Yes, the idea is if they play d4, you just take knight b4 and you get the bishop pair, which seems my opponent is not so familiar with, which is kind of nice for us. The strength of the center is obviously negated a little bit when we have the pair of bishops and also also just very solid position. Yeah, I mean, d6, knight g6, there are really a lot of moves you can play, but I think that knight g6 is probably the most efficient here. Bishop g5, you just bishop e7. We're just happy to trade pieces when we have less space. We're also making it hard for him to go h4, h5. So position probably objectively is equal, but I feel like it's easier to play black somehow with the bishop versus a knight and some, hypermodern kind of possibilities. F5 is very tempting here, actually. Yeah, I mean, F5 just feels very natural. Just open things up for the prelate on b7. Yeah, not sure where exactly I'm going to put this video, but I guess we'll find it. You guys will know when you see it. 92 is interesting decision. Um, I mean, there's many options here, but FE4 kind of feels natural, just to go knight to F4 basically, and really just clear the activity for our pieces. B4 also can start to come into the equation around here. I mean, at this point, we just want to kind of bring our pieces as active as possible. Very happy to see G3 because now he is very much weakened. Just a question which is the best way, whether it's B4 or whether it's just knight 3 direct. Um, like knight 3, knight G5, of course, being the idea there. But also his knights are a little bit stuck at the moment. So, yeah, B4 is very, very tempting, actually. I think I'm going to play B4, actually. Just play a little bit of a counter attack. It is a pawn sack, but GF4, BC3, Queen H4, you get it back pretty fast. Yeah, so knight H3, knight G5 is just very strong, right? Like F3, rook F3, and bishop E4, and I mean, what does he even do there? His knight's 5 just rook C5, yeah. So I think this is just very, very strong actually. Because King H1 we obviously just take, but yeah, we can actually can we even just flick in rook C1 first? Maybe that's even better actually. But then he has knight C5 at the end, so yeah, actually, but Rook's we have knight f2 as well. So yeah, there's kind of a lot of good options here. In fact, just thinking which one's actually the best. But yeah, just calculating it out a little bit because we do win a pawn pretty cleanly with Rook c1. So let's just do that. But both options, yeah, are very tempting. Like I have a feeling both maybe are winning, but anyway, it is what it is. I think we'll just play. Yeah, knight f2. He'll go knight c5 probably. And even just bishop to d5 just keeps the control nicely. Rook f1, we kind of have a choice of which way we go, but knight e4 seems pretty natural. Yeah, let's just keep the tension here. And yeah, I mean, he's down a pawn, and also the pin is obviously rather problematic. I mean, d6 is just very good, right? Um, yeah, d6 I think just wins a piece. Okay, he does have rook f1, but I can go knight g4 then, right? I mean, that just seems very, very strong. Just make sure I'm not missing anything obvious. But yeah, knight g4, there we go. Yeah, I mean, we just take, right? Let's just double check it. I think we can go knight f6. Yeah, knight f6 just is just winning here. I think I might have missed a phone call, but okay, not the biggest issue. Yeah, so rook f6, but okay, he's just lost, so that's the first win. Let's play e4 just because Ndurlis did do a recent rap trouble for reimagining e4 from his like Twitter thread on X with different opening ideas. So yeah, this will be a fun one to. I think he recommends knight c3, right? So let's play knight c3 against French defense. Because my opponent more often plays modern, but yeah, he knows I'm like one of the leading experts of the modern, so kind of makes sense to something a bit different. But I'm going to play the Gukesh system actually. Like Nadal just recommends the main line, but I really like this A3 move actually, where you're just avoiding the whole bishop b4 kind of stuff. you've got ideas like, bishop e3, knight f4. I think bishop e3 is the move here, or knight f4. I'm not sure which one it is. I think it's bishop e3 though, if I remember correctly. But yeah, the plan is like knight f4, h4. You just really go for their throat. Is it rook b1 or is it queen d2 at this point? Because this feels a bit weird by me, but I think rook b1 is meant to be the move, if I recall it correctly. Well, I haven't really looked at the position, but it looks like the natural move, let's say. Even knight c3 is kind of possible, in fact, in a position like this, just like knight a4 in mind. So yeah, let's just go knight c3 and just kind of transition back to a normal sort of position where his pieces are probably not so well placed. I mean, h4 is kind of an idea in some positions, but I think it works for knight f4. I think that in this version, you probably just want to develop normally. I mean, do we just take it? I assume we probably just take it here. And maybe just bishop e2, bishop d3. And I think if we can just play normally, it's just a position where we just kind of have an improved Tarrasch defense with the knight on c3. I mean, bishop knight 5 is kind of screaming to be played in a position like this, so we're just going to play it. Bishop h5, just queen d2 seems very natural. Just to keep the bishop h7 as an idea. All these positions, like along with the obvious like f4, you also have ideas of like knight a4, c5. But I actually kind of want to start with h3, just so he doesn't have knight g4 ideas later on for when we do play f4. Maybe it's not objectively the best move, but I think it keeps the control rather nicely and keeps some of the options open for us, while sort of depriving them of some options. Is 95 even really a threat here? I don't think it is, but I'm going to play f4 anyway, just because it's a nice consolidating move, and clearly this has been a little bit of a failure from Black's point of view on the strategic level. There's a lot of appealing choices: Queen c2, Knight b5. Just so many options are probably good for White. He does have Bishop g6, but I just don't really think it's that much of a threat. So I'm just going to just play Knight b5 and just kind of keep him under a lot of pressure here. There's also if Queen c3, I wasn't really sure the follow up, say Knight f8 or h6. So that's kind of why I decided to play it in this way, where it just feels very difficult to come up with a great move from Black's point of view somehow. I mean, he wants to go bishop g6, but yeah, I don't even know if it's that much profit to go bishop. He has rook c2 though, so okay, maybe rook c1 in that case is an idea. I mean, knight d6 is also kind of interesting, like bishop f4, knight d6 is definitely an intriguing possibility, but I do need to play a little bit faster, so yeah, let's try it. Let's go bishop f4 and go for this knight d6 motif. Because I think it's practically quite annoying for him to deal with something like this. Yeah, just knight d6 so we can kind of get this very nice pass pawn in this way. And you just blunder the exchange. But in fairness, position is already very bad for black at that point, I think. Yeah, okay, he's deciding to play it on, but I think we should just play normal moves really. And yeah, I mean, we can just play bishop f1 and just really keep the control, and he does in fact resign. So yeah, that was the two games. So I hope that you enjoyed myself talking through. Like I feel like I actually maybe played a little bit better because I talked through the moves, but probably yeah, we need the variations to kind of know for sure. So anyway, hope you enjoyed this one, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.